They told her, you act like a woman, you run like a woman, you fight like a woman, and you were raised by a woman. And all that happened to be insults. Generation after generation, they told her, like mother, like daughter. And because of the constant minimum expectation that society expected from a woman, they told her, you belong to marriage, not to school. Then our presence became largely unimportant, where we were the invaluable part of the society. Like it wasn't enough, we became property of man. Later on, it became a trade process, where man purchased women. He later on felt that he had full rights on women. So if he had the right to shut the door he owned, he also had the right to shut the woman he purchased. The society became an unfavorable place of a woman. But women who were part of the beats were fewer in number and less successful in quality of literacy output, they said. Perhaps their exclusion from this portion of literacy canon had less to do with the sexism of today and more of a reflection of the reality. But now I speak to a generation of young people who only think that masculinity means to skillfully and implicitly downplay the chivalry, sympathy, sensitivity, and their dignity, while officially, explicitly, and unequivocally promoting violence. But they made her feel like her value was minimal, continuously emphasizing that her empowerment was to come from the expense of man, but she gave no value to that. I respect her. She started over, started now. Worked for 1 more hour, read for 1 more hour, walked for 1 more mile. Remember that failure was a stepstone to greatness. Generation after generation, now the 21st century, we had a very big different perspective of what she was. I never really started doing poetry until now. Well, I used to write poems, but I never performed them. Like, I used to write small poems about love, about family, about my parents, about everything, like, until I realized I actually had a talent to write. This poem was, I was inspired by the society we live in, how women was once oppressed, like in the past, and how the society helped for man and oppression of women. Yeah, and I felt like I had to give out a message for the people. I mean, like, to inspire them and show them the value of the people, show the change especially, and show them how important women participate to the society.
And then for me, I think this poem is dedicated not only for a local Rwandan, but it's all over the world. All women who are offended and blamed and who neglected. I think that can bring, a new candle, a new light for them.
This poem has opened something that I've never thought for quite a while. And for me, when I hear a lot of campaigns about women's rights and something like that, I feel like the boy child is being ignored. These people are just talking about the women. But I think listening to your words in this poem, I've come to realize, okay, there's a lot of things that are happening there. We assume they're not there, but they're there. And I'm following like the voice of your words there, and I feel, okay, it's high time that the women can have a space. Like, it's not about the man-dominated world, and we should acknowledge the ladies and even respect them. They should have their equal share in the society, and it's quite enlightening, and I'm happy to be part of this project.
Rwanda rw'amahoro, Rwanda rw'imisozi, Rwanda